Your body is amazing at healing. Your body was made to heal. Your body can heal you so well and so quickly. There are so many stories of people who heal in a day, in an hour, in a week. There are people who have shrunk their tumors in half overnight because they believed in a pill that actually wasn't effective at all. There are stories of people dying because they get cursed or they get misdiagnosed with a terminal illness, terminal cancer, and then the autopsy reveals that they didn't have anything wrong with them. The placebo effect is very widely studied and known to be real. There are people who have healed from literally everything that you can imagine. There are so many stories of spontaneous recoveries, miraculous healings, healing from the worst things you could possibly imagine. We all have a parasympathetic nervous system and a sympathetic nervous system. And your parasympathetic nervous system is in charge of resting, digestion, healing, and all of the different processes that happen when your body is calm and healthy, and it regulates all your organs and everything like that. And then your sympathetic nervous system activates when you're in fight or flight, when you're in a dangerous situation, when you're in a state of stress, and it releases different hormones into your bloodstream like adrenaline, cortisol. Stress causes and worsens illness and health problems. It's very widely acknowledged and studied. The mind-body connection is very real, and stress causes illness and stress worsens illness. And people who have a lot of trauma and a lot of stress in their lives, they end up with chronic illnesses, or they have a harder time recovering from health issues, or they are more likely to have health issues. Like the ACEs study, Adverse Childhood Experiences score, the higher your score is, which means you had more adverse childhood experiences, the more likely you are to have health issues and things like that. That's because when you're in a chronic state of stress, or when you're in stress for a lot of your life, you're not in a calm state where your body is able to heal really quickly. So when you spend most of your life with your sympathetic nervous system activated, with you feeling stressed, with adrenaline pumping, cortisol, all of that, feeling like you're in a dangerous situation, feeling like you're in fight or flight, whether or not that's what reality is, or even reliving the traumatic moments, your body is not able to recover, and your body is not able to heal because it's not able to activate the parasympathetic nervous system enough to heal what you need to heal. But really, chronic illness shouldn't even exist because our bodies can heal. If you can get your body in a relaxed state, if you can activate your parasympathetic nervous system and have it be the state that you live in most of the time, you can heal really quickly. But chronic illness is so incompatible with the society we live in that when you are having symptoms, you're getting sick, you're getting a diagnosis, maybe you're missing work, you have medical bills, your relationships are strained, and you have all these different issues coming into your life because of chronic illness, all of these different points of stress, that it just becomes a never-ending cycle that you can't get out of, and you end up finding yourself sick for the rest of your life. But I think things don't have to be that way. I think that we are capable of healing. It's just about getting ourselves out of that state of constant stress and really learning to activate our parasympathetic nervous system and teaching our body that it's safe, it's in a safe environment, and it's safe for it to focus on healing, and that it doesn't need to be on guard and preparing to fight off a threat. When you are chronically ill or dealing with debilitating symptoms or really distressing symptoms, it's so easy to be in a constant state of stress, either worried about the symptoms, worried about them getting worse, worried about what they mean, worried about whatever diagnosis you were given or not having a diagnosis yet, and then worried about all the aspects of your life that the chronic illness is negatively affecting. And so we end up in this just constant state of stress. And as a result, so many people are unable to recover from chronic illness. But our bodies are actually amazing at healing. There's so many studies about the amazing capabilities of our body and how we upregulate, downregulate genes, turn genes on and off, create different neurotransmitters. And we can do all of this with our thoughts and emotions and beliefs. And part of it is the environment as well. So even if you feel like, oh, but I have this diagnosis, but I have this gene mutation, or I don't have enough of this certain neurotransmitter or hormone, well, our bodies create all of those things. Our bodies create neurotransmitters and hormones depending on your environment and your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. Our bodies upregulate and downregulate genes, and our bodies have the potential to give us everything we need and to heal us completely. They did a study where they sent a group of 8 men in their 70s and 80s on a 5-day retreat where they were asked to pretend that they were young again, or at least 22 years younger than they were at the time. They had one group that reminisced about being 22 years younger, and then they had one group that actually pretended to be 22 years younger, and they had all sorts of environmental cues from that era, from 22 years earlier than the study was taking place. And all of these things to help them really truly imagine and live as if they were 22 years younger. And at the end of the retreat, the researchers took several measurements and compared them to those they'd taken before the start of the study. The bodies of the men from both groups were physiologically younger, structurally as well as functionally, although those in the first study group, who pretended they were younger, improved significantly more than the control group, who merely reminisced. The researchers discovered improvements in height, weight, and gait. The men grew taller as their posture straightened, and their joints became more flexible and their fingers lengthened as their arthritis diminished. Their eyesight and hearing got better. Their grip strength improved. Their memory sharpened and they scored better on tests of mental cognition, with the first group improving their score by 63% compared to 44% for the control group. The men literally became younger in those 5 days right in front of the researchers' eyes. Our genes turn on and off based on our thoughts and feelings as well as our external environment. You are not your genes. Don't say, oh, I have this certain genetic mutation or I have this certain gene that's turned on, so I can't heal from this. Our genes are dependent on a number of factors and they can change at really any point. You know, they do a lot of twin studies and they study, okay, why do these twins have the exact same genes? And they have completely different lives, different personalities, different health issues. And why does that happen? It's because we're also a product of our environment and our minds. Twins who spent a lot of time together and had similar lifestyles had similar epigenetic patterns, whereas twins who spent a lot of their lives apart had more different epigenetic patterns. Researchers found 4 times as many differentially expressed genes between one pair of 50-year-old twins as they did between a pair of 3-year-old twins. So our genes are expressed in different ways depending on our lifestyles. In just 3 months, a group of 31 men with low-risk prostate cancer were able to upregulate 48 genes, mostly dealing with tumor suppression, and downregulate 453 genes, mostly dealing with tumor promotion, by following an intensive nutrition and lifestyle regimen. So in just 3 months, they were able to change like 500 genes. Even more impressive are the number of epigenetic changes made over a 6-month period in a Swedish study of 23 slightly overweight, healthy men who went from being relatively sedentary to attending spinning and aerobics classes an average of just under twice per week. Researchers at Lund University discovered that the men had epigenetically altered 7,000 genes, almost 30% of all the genes in the entire human genome. Stop blaming your genes, stop blaming your diagnosis. Your genes, your diagnosis, your neurotransmitters, your blood tests, none of that means anything because it's all subject to change. Don't let any of that limit you because you have the power to change all of those things. So you want to focus on getting your body out of fight or flight and making it feel safe so that it's able to rest, digest, and heal. I think one thing that's really important is meeting all of your basic needs, making your body know that it's safe, it always has food, eating regularly, eating unprocessed foods as much as possible, whole foods as much as possible, but really just making sure that you're always eating when you're hungry, you're getting enough food, you're getting enough sleep. We have the same brains as our hunter-gatherer ancestors. So when you're not eating, when you're going too long without eating, your body is literally gonna think it's in danger, it doesn't have access to food, and it's gonna put you in fight or flight mode so that you have energy, so that you can go out and hunt and get food, do whatever you need to do, or it's gonna just think you're in a dangerous situation, so it needs to activate the sympathetic nervous system, which again is preventing you from healing, and it's putting you in that state of stress, which is just taking you further away from healing. And so I think it's really, really important to be eating enough, to be sleeping enough. I know insomnia is really common with chronic illnesses, and sometimes it really feels like it's out of your control, but as much as you can, don't do the whole like revenge bedtime procrastination thing. Don't stay up later than you need to. Really prioritize your sleep and well-being. Prioritize getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Practice good sleep hygiene. But whatever is in your control, you want to make sure that you're being as healthy as you possibly can. And also just remove as many stressful things as you can from your life. I know that sometimes things are out of our control, but as much as you can, work towards creating a less stressful life. and work on eliminating the things that give you negative thoughts and make you feel stressed and bad, and including more of the things that make you feel good, make you feel happy emotions, make you feel gratitude, because all of that is really going to be helpful to your healing. I really noticed that when I was going on social media, I was having a lot of negative thoughts, and I was just like, oh, I can't eat that. I can't eat at that restaurant. I don't know if I'll be able to travel again. I can't use that makeup. And it was just reminding me of a lot of the things I can't do and a lot of the thoughts I didn't want to have, when I could have just been present and living my life, enjoying my life to the best of my ability, and not reminding myself of all of those things. Same thing with Reddit, just reading about everyone's symptoms and sad stories and health issues was not making me feel better. It was making me feel a lot worse. Or Googling my symptoms, it was always just stressing me out more. And I had to realize that the answers you're looking for are not online. The answers that you're looking for are not in your diagnosis. They're not in your blood tests. The answers that you need are within you. It doesn't matter what your diagnosis is. It doesn't matter what your doctors say. You are capable of healing, because our bodies are amazing and so powerful and so capable of healing. But we're just in these constant states of stress, so we think that it isn't possible. You have to ignore all the bad stuff you see online, ignore what your doctors are telling you. I probably shouldn't say that. You have to learn how to regulate your nervous system and really control all of the thoughts and beliefs that you're having. In order to regulate your nervous system, you're gonna wanna get rid of all of the negative, bad things in your life that are contributing to your negative thoughts and feelings, and you're gonna wanna increase all the other things that make you feel good. It might require a lot of changes in your life, but it's obviously worth it to feel healthy again. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed or stressed, like I have to make all these different changes if I wanna be healthy, because any little change that you make is gonna help you. If you make one small change after watching this video, then you're gonna be that much healthier, you're gonna feel that much better. And just know that right now how you feel, this is the worst it's ever gonna get, or in the past. But the worst you are ever gonna feel, the sickest you are ever gonna be, is in the past. It's already happened. From now on, you're only gonna feel better, because now you have the tools you need to get healthy. And just decide and believe that from this moment forward, you're never ever gonna be as sick as you once were. This is the moment where everything changes, and you're only gonna get healthier and healthier. And a month ago, when I discovered all of this, I discovered the placebo effect and nervous system regulation, and I was learning about all of this and studying it. I told myself and I believed that it was only gonna go up from here. I already reached my rock bottom. And obviously there's a part of you that is scared. It's scared it's gonna get worse. But I have not had things get worse since then. I've only been getting better. I've never ever been even close to how bad things were a few months ago. My symptoms are nowhere near as bad as they once were. So really just decide and believe that right now, this is a moment where your life changes. This is a moment where things are going up from here, because every little change that you make is going to help you heal, and you're just going to continue to feel better and better and better. And you don't have to be scared anymore of things getting worse, because now you're going to give your body the tools you need to heal. When you do have symptoms, tell your body that it's safe, nothing's wrong, there's no reason for it to be feeling this way. Try not to let your negative thoughts spiral out of control. Try not to be scared, and don't stress about the symptom getting worse. Don't stress about things escalating. It's just that little symptom. It's just that where it is now. It's not going to get any worse. Just tell your body it's safe, and I promise you it's going to pass. And just believe that it will pass. And stop telling yourself this negative story about your life. Stop reliving all your trauma, and start to believe that this is happening for your highest good. What if all of this was happening for you to realize your full potential, live out your purpose, face your fears, whatever it is? Maybe this is happening so that you can learn how to heal and you can help others heal. Or maybe it's happening so that you quit your job and now you have time to focus on your passion and you end up finding success with that. Only you know why this is happening. It's going to be different for everyone. I think deep down you know why this is happening, but start to believe that it's really happening for the best. Imagine if everything worked out perfectly in the best possible way that you can imagine, and start to believe and accept that as your reality. Things are not going to get worse. This was only happening to get you to where you are now and to get you to where you want to be. And your life is just going to keep getting more and more beautiful. And all of these health problems are just to help you turn into the person that you've always dreamed of being. I know how hard it is to live with a chronic illness and to live with horrible symptoms. You are so strong and amazing, and I commend you for all that you've gotten through. This is your time to turn your life around and to live the life of your dreams. You are not meant to be sick forever. You are perfectly capable of healing, and I know that you can heal and that you will heal, and this is not the life that's meant for you. You are meant to have a beautiful, healthy life, and you are gonna get it. Thank you for watching. If you're dealing with a chronic illness, I truly have so much love for you, and you are such a strong, amazing person. And it will not be this hard forever. It will not be this bad forever. Things are gonna start to get better right now.